All right. Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome into another edition of NFT Live on the Web3 Network. I want to make sure that my mic is working last time. Well, Thursday, I was just talking into the nether without the audio working. So it looks like I'm good to go. We are good to go with NFTGo. Jared is joining us for a good conversation here. Jared, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so I don't know if the Niners beanie there is going to fly on today's episode. How are you doing, man?
Well, first of all, can you guys hear me? Is my audio okay?
Good to go.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Obviously, I mean, we crushed it this week. Yeah, we might have to butt heads a little bit. Maybe next week we'll just live stream and talk trash on each other during the game if you guys win tonight.
I am 100% down, although I'm also 100% sure the Niners are going to kick our ass if we make it past Tampa tonight. But enough NFL talk. Let's talk NFTs. Gifted, I am very, very happy to see you here today. Obviously, you had a big thump last night. If you want to kind of give us the update there, but it looks like you're doing good. I know you had that accident.
Not a scratch, dude. What happened?
There's some scratches. I mean, look, it was bound to happen. I've been driving a motorcycle now for 5 years with no wrecks, and I've been driving a lot in the rain lately. It's been raining a lot in LA, and I was driving home from the gym at night in the rain, and somebody basically merged into me and cut me off and would have hit me if I hadn't swerved to not be hit. And I laid it down for the first time going about 30 miles an hour. Yeah, it's scary as shit. I definitely have some bruises and scrapes. I think I got a cracked rib. My neck's a little wonky and my knees are all scraped up. My bike is toast. It's like absolutely toasted. But you know what? I'm here. I'm alive. Thank goodness. It could have been a million times worse. And you know what? To celebrate being here with y'all, we're going to do a very special NFT giveaway. And to be here with NFTGo, Jared. I don't know if Dan's joining, but either way, we're happy to have you, sir. So to celebrate, here's what we're doing. So NiftyQ, that Twitter link, that's the one. So the live Twitter feed tweet, all you got to do, all you got to do is like it, retweet it, and tag 4 friends on that tweet. And make sure to add your ETH address. It makes it really easy. It makes it so much easier than having to track down an ETH address if you win. But yeah, we're going to randomly select one person to take home a Sabet DB's collab. So I'm actually gonna pull this up real quick. I'll share my screen. I think this is the last one. This is the last one of these beautiful NFTs that I have in the Nifty Castle wallet. So I don't know if you can see this.
Yep.
There it is. Third Eye in the DB Vortex. This is a Sabet limited edition collaboration that we did with him. And yeah, last one we have in the Nifty Castle wallet. It's a beautiful piece, very special. If you don't know Sabet, he's one of the biggest NFT artists in the world. And this is one of our fantastic DB's collabs. So last one that we have, we're going to give it away to somebody today on the show. And again, all you got to do, NiftyQ, maybe you can post the link to that tweet.
Oh, I already got it going, man.
Chat.
We're professionals here.
We're pros. Just like it, retweet it, tag 4 friends in the comments with your ETH address, and you're entered. It's that easy. And we're going to randomly select one winner because we can, because I'm alive and I want to do something nice while I'm still here for somebody. So there you go. Kicking that off.
I see Zoo NFT in the chat. I see Prodigy, Nox Darkness. Thank you for joining us. We just pressed live, whether you're watching on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube here today. We appreciate you guys so much. Our Vibe, our tribe. Thank you for showing up here early. Biggie Poppins, I'm glad you were here, my man.
What's up, brother? How you doing? How's your weekend?
I'm palpitating right now because the Cowboys tonight, but I had a good weekend.
Good, dude. Yeah, it's been great too, dude. I love to unplug on the weekends. Just occasionally just pop in and see if there's anything I might be missing or anything. And well, I'm sure we're going to touch upon it today, but another hack from a prominent figure in our space, man. It's so sad to hear. So I'm looking to dig into that.
Yeah, we're going to hit on the NFT God hack here relatively quickly. Guys, we start this off with some quick news. Before we do, leave a like on today's episode. It does help us get the word out about what we are doing here on NFT Live in the Web3 network. We are here with Jared from NFTGo, a top analytics and data platform in the space. We're going to talk data and analytics today. We're going to talk trends. We're going to talk what they're seeing. We're going to talk them adding the shrimp feature. This was confirmed on the GM Web3 morning show because we're all shrimp here. We're not whales per se, but we're going to get into the platform. We're going to talk about data.
I'm at least a lobster at this point. I feel like I've earned that, Q. Come on, at this point, I don't know if
Lobster.
I'm a shrimp anymore.
We've evolved.
But yeah, nothing as far as NFT flippers are concerned, there's nothing sexier than data. And we've got some of the experts with us here. Very exciting.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead, Jared.
This is exciting.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it, man. We're gonna ask you some hardball questions here on the channel today, so just be ready for those. Jared, also if you have any news that's just interesting you, like I know you guys are heads down building the product at NFTGo, but if you have any news, drop those links in the private chat there. I'll pull it up. And with that, we will get started here on today's episode with the first piece of quick news. Listen, 3 days till mint for crypto Hasbulla. Nobody knows what's actually happening here. I've been flamed multiple times for not buying a crypto Hasbulla and talking about him a bunch, but I love my man Hasbulla, and there is something happening here on crypto Hasbulla. January 19th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. Hasbullish on community and utility. And before we go any further, know that I am half joking when I'm talking about the crypto Hasbulla project. Do not ape in if you do not have the funds to risk here on a crypto Hasbulla mint. I'm not that bullish on it, but I figure I might as well bring it up. Gift,
What's
Big,
that
you got
floor?
any thoughts?
I mean, that floor was holding, right? The crypto Hasbulla floor is holding pretty solid.
I'm gonna have that bookmarked here. Let's see. Crypto Hasbulla floor, so 0.24. So we're sitting around the same as about a month or two ago. So it's holding. We're not dropping here from the crypto Hasbullas.
I mean, in a bear market, isn't that a bull signal? I don't know. I mean, Jared, how do you feel about Hasbulla and his NFT shenanigans? Are you getting in?
I'm not too familiar with it, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's just take a look at these numbers here.
Love it.
Analytical
approach.
Are we looking at the OpenSea numbers here? What are we doing?
Yeah, pull it up on NFTGo.
No, I had that on my other screen. All right, so I'm looking at collections here. Crypto Hasbulla. I just type it in this bar here.
Yeah, it should just pop right up.
Let's see.
You might be spelling it wrong.
Yeah, we're trying to fix the spelling feature on it. Like, our search function needs some improvement, to be perfectly honest. But we can pull up the OpenSea data. I was just messing around with y'all.
Okay, tell me what your eyes see here.
Okay, well the floor is low. The art is hilarious. What's the daily volume? Go up and click on the analytics. So one of the things I like to look at is the frequency of activity. Like, are people actively involved in this, or is this dead? But so who is this guy? You're talking about shenanigans. Now I'm supposed to be an expert here, but it's impossible to know everything about NFTs that's going on.
Hasbulla? Hasbulla is the memeiest meme. The little dude.
The living meme.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now I know who we're talking about. Yeah, you know what? I would buy this just because. Is this guy getting money?
Thank you. Yeah, what'd you say?
Is he part of the collection? Is he getting paid on this?
Oh yeah, he's heading up the collection. I'm sure he paid some agency to put this together for him.
Okay, then yeah, I would buy one of these just to support you, dude. You know,
Q, is this what you've been waiting for?
God, some other Hasbulla bull. Thank you so much. I didn't mean to take us down that rabbit hole. I just wanted to make that a quick piece of news. I don't know what the hell's happening on the 19th. We'll see.
Yeah, and no financial advice here by me. I try to be silly and fun, so I'll try to explain data, but please take everything I say with a grain of salt.
Love it. Okay, ahead, Gif.
That's our vibe, our tribe.
Quantum Variant, I see you in the chat. Pablo is saying SLA Poppins. Prodigy is saying Cowboys are going to lose. They suck. Dak throwing 4 interceptions. I thank you, Prodigy. I appreciate you bringing those positive vibes here. Hey, me and Quantum Variant have been really bullish here on the fucking Metaverse podcast by the Gordon and Garga there over at Yuga Labs. They had Jimmy.eth. That was the latest episode they dropped. Really cool, kind of like throwback episode, honestly, because Jimmy's over here talking about buying into CryptoKitties, starting Avastars, hash masks. So if you really want like a history of the space, and honestly, Jimmy's backstory, I feel like isn't talked about enough, and how big of a role he had in this space and seeing where we are today. I think you should give it a look. So I'm going to link that out. If you haven't followed the fucking Metaverse podcast, you definitely should. They've had some heavy hitters on already, and I'm sure into the future. Do you have any thoughts on Jimmy, Gif, or Biggie, or Jared? Any thoughts on Jimmy.eth?
I mean, I'll let Biggie go first on this one.
Oh, shit.
Well, thank you, Gif. Yeah, I'm not that big into the Yuga ecosystem, so all I know is what I see on the Twitter Spaces. But he's not that bad, right? Like, I mean, I've seen worse. What's the other guy? Franklin. Like, I think he's a bigger douche.
Beanie Maxie. I mean, I don't think that there's as much dirt on Jimmy. I think that he's closer to being on the good side of history, as far as I can tell. I to be perfectly honest, other than getting more into the whale data that NFTGo is providing and how they're building that into their new Twitter extension, and maybe starting to focus a little bit more on integrating that type of analysis into my own flipping strategy, I don't spend a lot of time, following and idolizing the whales in the space. It's never been my thing. I'm just not a star fucker. Maybe that's part of it, but also like I find so much of like the ego tripping and the clout chasing and the engagement farming that a lot of them are part of, and also some of the shittier projects that they've maybe are part of, just using their influence to shill. I don't follow a lot of it, but I know like Beanie Maxie is an example of somebody who's an influencer who has a lot of kind of dirt out there. People don't love how he's operated. As far as I know, Jimmy is a more reputable whale, and so I don't have a lot to say about him other than I've listened to some of the things he says. He's obviously an insider. He's super tapped into a lot of things. And he's a voice. Sure. Yeah, he's an OG. He knows a lot about the space. So yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about him. I think it's mostly good.
Okay,
as far as I know.
Yeah, Quantum Variant saying Jimmy owns 420 apes. I don't know if he still owns 420 apes, but that was part of the podcast, was the launch of Bored Apes and how Jimmy and Pranksy actually were buying up a bunch at the time. They were just minting out, and it's one of the reasons why Bored Ape minted out in the first place. How quickly they did. Jared, any thoughts on Jimmy? If you don't, you don't. But
no, I mean, I try to maintain as much objectivity as possible. I mean, as a representative of NFTGo, but I just like to say, if you want to have thoughts on someone based on a trader, just look at their P&L, go into their wallet. Are they successful or are they not successful? And make your judgments based on that. Like we had Franklin as board on as a guest, I think back in like July or something like that on our Twitter space. And I thought it was cool that he was just straight going into details about his exact strategies. And he was being very transparent. This is what I do. This is how I do it. This is when I do it. This is why I do it. So I felt like he was dropping some pretty big alpha there. So I've never met him in real life. But I've chatted with him a bunch of times, and he's a super nice guy to me. In terms of Jimmy, I've never had any sort of correspondence with him whatsoever. And if you're getting into this space for money to trade, just look at the P&L. Look at what he's doing. And then his personality doesn't matter to you. And then if you're getting into this space for a community, which is actually what brought me into this space, decentralization and the community. I didn't expect to find the type of people that I have found in this space and to be embraced with so much like love and find so many like-minded individuals. So it's just, you gotta flow with what's drawing you into a certain community or to a certain person. So, some people are super dope and I'll support them whether or not they're good. But on the other hand, if I'm trying to find some alpha and I'm trying to make a serious trade, I don't care if you're a good guy or a bad guy. I'm gonna look at your numbers and look what you're doing and try and learn from you.
I would
And
love
maybe-
to plug in NiftyQ, Gifted, and Biggie Poppins into your profit loss calculator there.
Oh yeah.
Your address is probably on our platform. Type it, copy and paste your address and put it into our search bar. It should pop up.
I don't want my PTSD to hit. I'm gonna be honest.
And if you could also, if you just connect your wallet to our site, you have a profile right there with the wallet that you connect, and you can just see everything.
All right, let's see what my personal hot wallet is doing here. Let's pull it up and see.
You really want to do this live on stream? All right,
yeah,
Gifted. I believe
bro.
you.
Why
Hit
not?
it.
This is just one wallet, right? I got multiple wallets. This is
That's what they all say.
This is one of my personal hot wallets, right? So I don't know. I mean, let's analysis here. Like, let's pretend that I'm a whale and you're analyzing a whale, or just a trader, right? That you might want to follow. You know, somebody who might take this very seriously and have a daily
Down
show or
10% on the last time. I'm not following you, Gif.
Yeah. Well, so Jared, yeah, what are you at here?
Well, so first I would go into your activity and I would take a look at what you're holding. And so let's scroll down
trash
here.
In this wallet. Definitely a bunch of trash in this wallet.
So in the last 7 days, you've minted 2 and sold 1. Right. And so let's take a look at that sold Stoic. So the Stoic, that was a relatively new mint, right? So that means you minted it and flipped it relatively quickly.
No, I was holding this a couple months. Yeah, I minted a couple months ago.
Stoic had a different mint. That was just the other day. Then I must be mistaken. So let's see here. I mean, I would just sort of fart around. So what did you what did you get this for?
I think it was 0.088. Yeah, I minted it 0.088.
Okay, that's not a bad trade.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. How would you know that, right? You don't know that just based on this data. Like, you don't have the mint prices, I guess.
I mean, we have the price history here. So it should say on the price history, if you hover over it, what each transaction was for. So on January 10th, oh no, that's a floor price, the average price. So hold on, let's scroll down more. I'm used to doing this on my own. Okay, here it is.
Jared, you can also share your screen so we're not looking at the minus 10% wallet here from Gifted. We know there's better wallets. So you can share your screen and we can pull it up as well, but go ahead.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's all good. I was just trying to find this.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we have the prices right here. So yeah, I mean, that's not bad. So I mean, for me, I just kind of browse on this. I try to see when I'm using whale information, well, I'll usually just go to the whale signals page and just look at the general what people are buying. And so sometimes I'll have a budget. So let's say I've got like 0.1 ETH that I can safely spend at the end of a month, right? After I've paid all my bills and trying to be a responsible human being. But if there's nothing that's really exciting me in the space right now, if I don't have something in mind that I'd like to spend a specific amount of ETH on, I'll go to the whale signals page and I'll filter it to buy and just to see what whales have been buying. And then I'll just like scroll down and I'll look to see a whale that's bought something in my price range. And then I'll take a look at that collection and I'll take a look at that whale and I'll be like, okay, this guy has some cool stuff. This collection has cool art. Maybe
cute. I got the whales pulled up so we can look at this real quick. So on NFTGo, if you go under analytics, there's a whales tab right there.
Well,
that's what this is.
We have 2 whales tabs. So this is the leaderboard. So this is just showing you so right here, he has the filter as portfolio values. So this is the whale that has the largest value right now. You can also filter it to P&L, which is profit and loss. So you can see who's been the most successful whale trader lately. So
how do you do that? Top traders or
no? See right where it says under all whales, it says
right
P&L.
Yeah, so you can filter by P&L. Mm-hmm. And so this wallet right here, he's been banging lately.
That's me.
Yeah. I mean, Wilcox is right there next to him, so Wilcox is doing really well.
Yeah. So
Let's look at this one. See, look, Q. Even they're down 5%.
That's fair.
In the last 7 days.
Yeah,
so,
fair.
I don't know.
On average, the market seems to be down the last. I don't know how.
So click on the stats tab. Let's see what's going on here.
It's got 153 CryptoPunks.
Jesus. He is balling. He's got some B-bits, some art
400 art blocks. Oh my god!
I didn't tell you guys I had art blocks, did I?
But so what this would tell me is someone who has this many CryptoPunks, he probably got in early, right? So he's probably a real degen, and he probably has his finger on the pulse of the community. So I would go through his NFTs, and I would take a look at anything cheap that he's been picking up lately, because he probably knows something that I don't know. So it's like, is there anything in the last 30 days that this dude's bought that I can afford? Maybe I should jump on that, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's done. And also, am I in a collection that he's recently dumped? Why is he getting out of it? You know, these are the types of questions I would ask myself.
So are you using like whale trends for your personal investing, like on a weekly basis? Is that what you're telling me, that that's the main trend you're looking for?
So that's just one way to use it. So I don't want to say what my personal investing is or is not. I want to try and be as objective as possible as a representative of NFTGo. But what I want to explain that we have a bunch of different features that can be used in a number of different ways. Like some people don't carry any weight to checking whales whatsoever. Some people, that's their main way of assessing the collection. So you just have to understand what's available to you and understand that there's different ways to utilize that knowledge. So most commonly, what I hear from traders is they're more concerned with whales leaving a project than entering a project. So that's like a more indicative signal of some actual data, but that's just some people's opinion. Some people won't even get into a project if there's not a bunch of whales involved. It just really depends on how you could, like, there's no really right or wrong way to trade NFTs yet. Like this is still such a new thing. If you were smart enough, like to me, so the real mega degens in NFTGo are the founders. So our two founders, and actually on Thursday, we're having an AMA with one of our founders on our Discord. If you guys, he is the real genius. These guys got involved real early. They have a bunch of blue chips. I think they started investing in ETH when it was in double digits. So they've been around the block. And
dude, I'll tell you what, the feature that I see most on this that's going to cause me the most anxiety is the unrealized profit. That is like that is probably the most like indicative to a good trader, I feel like.
So this is just one of my other wallets, and you know what, 125 ETH, you know, P&L, that's not bad, right? Just one of my wallets.
Depends on what you started with.
Well, that's profit. That's it's not all realized though, to your point.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to touch on NFTGo data in the conversation we had on the GM Web3 morning show this morning. I thought some good points got brought up. I'm going to finish out really quickly the quick news. We had two other pieces, and then I'll get to what Jared just put in chat as well. Let me make sure I've got this up. Okay, I've got it here.
Biggie, do you use NFTGo? Yeah, I've tried it on occasion. Like I said, I'm not. I do like looking at data, but my approach to investing is not with the trader's mindset. So I don't frequent it in that respect. I frequent it more like holders, distribution rates, other metrics. But yeah, I've checked it out. It's good, cool tool. I'm revisiting it as we speak right now. It's pretty dope. There has been some changes since last I visited.
We recently made a bunch of updates back in December. So if you haven't seen it in a while, check it out because there's some cool new stuff.
Yeah, I want to talk about the different features there as well for like if you guys have a paid feature, if you guys have like a premium feature or you're planning on introducing that stuff too, I'd love to talk about that. But I do want to finish out the quick news here. I do have this last piece I wanted to get to. I keep losing it for whatever reason. All right, 3AC. Rumors that 3AC is circulating pitch to raise 25 million going around, and it better be fake or I'm going to lose it. Kyle Davies and Suju. This is the absolute most degen thing that you could ever do. These guys should be in jail for what they did with 3AC, and yet they're raising 25 million. Only reason they're probably not, I would say, in jail at the moment is they are outside of the U.S., far and away from the claws of the SEC. But apparently there's a raise happening. So one of the first dominoes for the FTX debacle was the Three Arrows Capital situation earlier in the summertime. And now it looks like Kyle Davies and Suju, they're going to give it another try, guys.
I think it's crazy that Mark Lamb and Sudhu Rumagam are wanting to associate themselves like this. Like this is getting shared around everywhere, and now you are literally being associated with these two dudes like in whatever scheme they're doing. I think that's just a wild choice. Obviously, some people it's going to be money over everything, and they don't care. I think that's a wild choice.
So, man, if your motivation is money, those are the last two people you should be talking to. However smart, I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, hey, I'm gonna, I need this in contract in writing. You're not gonna fuck me over. Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
same individuals that were buying like $300 million yachts with the money that they apparently had raised multiple times over. Jared, what's up?
This 25 mil raise is just going to maintain
down payment.
Their yachts. Basically,
That's literally what I was going to say. They're going to need gas money, you guys.
Yeah.
Just in case you see their crypto is so sick, they will probably get funded. That's the question everyone's asking. One, is this legitimate? Two, are they actually going to be able to raise 25 million? What fund would it tie themselves to this?
Yeah, it's just a pitch so far. So anyone can make a pitch deck and go around and asking for money. Now, whether or not you can get it is a whole other thing.
Absolutely.
And if they do get it, it's probably going to be to fund some new fucking venture that's with the sole purpose of scamming whoever comes afterwards out of their fucking money. I mean, you can guarantee it.
So doesn't the thought process blow your mind? So
it's insane.
You guys seem like good dudes, but how can somebody intentionally steal people's money and cause so much harm and manage to go to sleep at night? It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, because I'm not perfect. I've done dumb shit. Like, I'll go to a party and have too many drinks and say something dumb, and that will keep me up at night for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how these guys can live with themselves.
I agree. I think look, there's 5% of the population that is scientifically sociopathic. Like, they don't feel the same way and operate the same way as like, they don't have the same rules because literally their physiology and their minds don't operate the way that most people do, right? They don't feel bad. They don't have any guilt. In fact, they might actually like enjoy harming other people or getting away with shit in different ways, right? So I think that's a crazy thing to always realize is that literally like not everybody's like us, and there's actually 5% of the population, which is 1 in every 20 people that you meet that is actually diagnosably sociopathic.
Yeah.
And this space is going to be a honeypot for those people as well.
Yeah, you know what I was going to say? That's exactly right. I would love to see data on what is the percentage ratio. I would bet my last fucking ETH that it's higher than 5% in the crypto space, right? If you looked at a slice of the crypto NFT space, if the average baseline in society is 5% sociopath, I bet it's like anywhere between fucking 15 to 20% in crypto NFTs.
In finance.
There's data on that with CEOs. Like, the average CEO is much more likely to be a sociopath than the average person. And maybe being a successful trader is a similar mindset to being a CEO. So I bet you there is a correlation there.
Martin Shkreli. Yeah. Anyway. All right.
I had one last piece of quick news, and then Jared, I will pull up the tweet that you sent here. I follow Jordan Lyle. He's a great builder in the space. He created Don't Buy Meme early in the NFT cycle. He co-founded Nifty's platform, but has since left. And he tweeted this out. Well, that was an expected 27,547 minted checks, Squiggle edition, and this was on Zora. I'm not too familiar with these type of open edition drops, but I wanted to obviously like throw it out to you guys. We should have like an alpha alert segment of these channels whenever something is either minting or has minted out and potentially, has legs to it. But it looks like based on the activity, again, I look for it on NFTGo. Apologies, Jared. We will get that sorted out for the next time you guys come on and later in this episode. These are kind of running. I'm not sure. Again, based on the activity there, 0.0009. You can see them kind of running. Open edition 27,000. Again, not familiar with these styles of open editions. If you guys can school me, let me know. But Jordan Lyle's a good follow in the space. He's a good friend. So wanted to throw that out to you guys. Biggie, you got some?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, but this isn't Jack Butcher's project, right? From Visualize Value. Yeah, it is Jack Butcher's project. Okay,
inspired by.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah. Okay. No, yeah, inspired by VV checks. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been a little bit too naughty with the open editions as of late, but I accept it, and I understand that it's a current meta that will at some point run out of steam, right? And that as many good and well-intentioned artists that are jumping on the bandwagon, there's a lot of people that are jumping on it just for cash prize. I'm not saying this one in particular is one of them, but you just gotta be. I don't know. The way I approach them is like I look for the artist, somebody that I like that's been putting that work out there, and then I do look for some signals of people that I respect, follower that might be minting, and I have to like the art. And really, if you're jumping into these open editions, jump into them just for those reasons. You're not looking for a flip. You're not looking to make money. If you do, great. But initially, like if that's your aim to go mint a bunch of these open edition projects, you're probably not going to do well. You're better served going to NFTGo and following some whale trades instead.
Yeah, I'm checking it out right now, and so there's 3 whales involved. There's 349 blue chip holders. That's actually a better metric than the whales for this.
You can probably share your screen too, Jared.
Yeah. So this is the one that I showed that was related to Jordan Lyle. I want to make sure that I describe this correctly. It's Check Squiggle edition, and then on NFTGo you can follow the original edition. Is that what you were talking about, Biggie?
Yeah, that one ran up a little while ago. Yeah, that's Jack Butcher, and again, like this guy's a prominent figure in the space, the Web 2 and now Web 3. He's built his following over years, so yeah, I'm not surprised that it's done well. You're probably too late to the party on this one.
I missed this one, but it looks interesting. It seems like a mix between a meme and generative art. And like an open edition. So it's like combining a lot of different metas in a really interesting way. But I'm sure you guys saw.
I'm sure you are, Gif. You're just not recognizing him because of the colors there. But he did a lot of these like black and white visualizations of like famous quotes by people or approaches to life or investing, and he's really good at bringing like abstract concepts and put them into visualization. And so he came out with Visualize Value. It's really good.
Nice.
Talented guy.
All right, the last piece of quick news, Jared. I'm going to pull up this tweet now. If you do want to stay updated, and we use NFTGo to stay updated as well on some news pieces throughout the week on the show. It looks like you guys have weekly threads, daily threads. Is this a weekly market update?
Yeah, we just we post this Sunday evenings, Monday mornings, something like that usually. And I was actually glad because none of the stuff you brought up was really on here. So it's weird because I kind of tend to live in a little echo chamber. I'm so busy working here. I miss out on a lot of stuff. So a lot of the stuff that you talked about, I haven't even heard about yet. But the Game of Thrones thing was pretty interesting. Were you guys up to date on that? And did you see the reveal?
It's a good thing you missed out on that one, Jared.
Actually, a close friend of mine was the art director on the project, and we had them on the show and gave away like an allow list spot, and I was actually, despite knowing the history of like Nifties and a lot of these big brands of Web2 IPs, I was really excited about this one, hoping that it would be the one, you know, that would do it differently because of how they're talking about it, and because I am a huge Game of Thrones fan. So I was genuinely distraught and upset with how this drop went.
Yeah, I'm also a huge Game of Thrones fan. I get excited anytime a big brand like this comes in, because we were talking about onboarding earlier, and all of us need that. You know, if NFTGo wants to be around for a long time, we need to onboard more people. Yeah. And even if as a trader, like if more people come into the space, your bags are going to go up in value, right? And so anytime a big company like this starts to come in, I get super excited every time. I want to do it right. Bring us in some more people. Show them that we have integrity and this is an awesome space. And you know, it doesn't always happen like that.
Yeah, I actually appreciate the follow up here with the data, right? We get the price chart actually, because it was a little hard to follow the analytics, and maybe we could talk about this later. But it's hard to get the data from maybe a Nifty's platform or the Palm network, I believe that is built on, and a Flow network, and trying to aggregate all this stuff. So I'm glad you have the price chart here, and yeah, it looks like we expected, 7 days out. 4 or 5 days out, we're completely wrecked. If you are a holder of the Game of Thrones mint,
it's relatively common to see a big dip after the reveal. This is a bit dramatic. But if we were talking about our research section. We a long time ago, this might have been a year ago or something. We dissected about what are the percentage of mints that actually end up being successful, and it's something like 1 in 1,000 collections are actually become something decent. So it's not too shocking that a collection comes out and doesn't do well. You just hope that when it's coming from such a massive brand with such a massive platform, that it's gonna do well and onboard some more people.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I feel a little conflicted now. Like from here on, like I mean, any intellectual property of this caliber that tries to come into the space trying to sell collectibles, I'm not too sure I'm gonna be pumped about them having that capacity to onboard. Because I mean, honestly, like if you're gonna collect something from Game of Thrones, I understand if you're gonna get like Jon Snow fucking cape and from the set or whatever, and you're keeping it, or like even a collectible card. But like if you're gonna get a digital asset from these guys as a collectible, it better be just for the pure love of it, because you're not going to make any money off of it. And these guys just come in with a cash grab attitude that is just, I don't know how you're going to sway it to the other side, right? Like I'm much more comfortable like going with the Reddits and the Instagrams, because they, you know, at least they have to care enough where their customers want to be repeat customers, right? Like if you want to do well with them, they are onboarding their client, their base, but at the same time, they are interested in you continuing to purchase through their platform, right? These guys don't. You know, they just outsource everything, and apparently, like you said, Gif, they don't even do the basic freaking quality control. So yeah.
Everything Biggie and Jared have said, I 1,000% agree with. The biggest issue and where the change or the difference can be made is in approaching it not just as a marketing channel or as an opportunity to license and get more money, but understanding that it's a place to invest and actually build and develop the IP further. And that's the thing here, is that this is another example where they just licensed it. The actual, you know, owners of the original IP and the show creators and all those people, they have zero interest in this. Like they didn't. And the difference is that if you do it that way, you obviously put more time and intention into creating a quality product and experience, but also you're going to spend more time doing the education and the groundwork to actually onboard those new people into the space. You're going to bring some of your community with you. You're going to promote it in a different way that includes that educational component, which is the bridge to bringing some of that, you know, the existing audience for that beloved IP into Web3. They didn't do that here. Most of these projects don't, and that's, you know, when we were talking about this and trying to be like, honestly, how many big brands or celebrities have actually done it right? It's so few, with the exception of like, you know, maybe 2 or 3. One of those, again, I think being Gary Vee, because he literally took months and months, invested everything he had into creating a community, educating, onboarding people. And how many other people have done that? There's just not that many, unfortunately. But that's what it needs to do what Jared's saying, to actually be the bridge to bring more people in. Like, they've got to invest in that education and onboarding to bring their communities along with
and
them.
at the end of the day, they truly don't care about that, and it shows. Like they care about making a little bit of a bag, whether that be a short-term or long-term mindset. We can debate it, but the Game of Thrones could have came in this, or Build Your Realm, whatever the little studio that bought up the IP. To Justin Casey's point, they could have came in and done a free mint initially, and like tried to build a community based on that. They could have done and then launched another mint, but they're not at this point. Biggie, you were talking about onboarding. Like, these companies are offboarding. They're getting people off the boat, which is exactly the opposite of what we want here in the NFT and Web3 space, man.
That's been happening a lot. NFTs have a really bad PR problem right now, and honestly, deservedly so, based on some of the people have acted, which sucks because it's such a cool technology and there's so much potential. But based on what you were talking about doing the free mint first, that's what I really like about what Memeland did. They started with their cheaper NFTs first, and then slowly rolled out into their prime collection, which is the Captains recently. So I think that might be a new meta for this next year. Also, what's interesting, did you guys hear about this the Super Bowl commercial coming up with Limit Break?
Yeah, that's good.
No,
I hope it's more. Yeah. Do we know if it's going to be a QR code or?
Yeah. So basically, they spent $6.5 million for ad space, and they're gonna flash a QR code during the commercial. And I think I think it's gonna be 20,000 free to mint dragons. So they're gonna be dragon NFTs that are part of the Digidaiku universe. So that has a big potential to onboard people too, because how many people watch the Super Bowl, right? 50 million people are gonna see an NFT commercial. So that is also something I'm really excited for.
I'm conflicted on the Coinbase NFT commercial that was launched. Like it was like it was very meta. You know what I mean? Like, it was cool, but I just hope it's not another QR code based.
If you know, right? But I think to what Jared is saying is, like, this guy's actually taking the time to educate people and let them know that something's coming, so that they know how to act or what to expect come Super Bowl day. Whereas I think Coinbase was just kind of like, if you know, you know.
Oh, instantly. When you saw the QR code, did you guys think it was a Web3 company or like a crypto blockchain company? Yeah, I was like that Leo meme where I was like, there it is. That has to be something. Justin Casey's in the chat saying somehow these third-party small studios are getting these big IPs and making a mockery out of the IP. Squashman saying the tension with the conflict is we know how terrible just about every big IP drop has been. But when they pull our nostalgia strings, we always hope this one will be different. Need better standards. And Quantum Variant is saying, bet on the founder, not the IP big names. It's why Cockpunch and Based Heads are better buys, because they are building new IP. Whew.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of Tim Ferriss. I think he's rad. And I like how transparent he was. He's like, you guys, this is not an investment. Don't spend an ETH on this mint unless you've got a way more money than this. I don't want you to lose your money. I love how he came out and said that. I think it was on the Bankless podcast. He's talking about it. And
did you jump in, Jared?
Huh?
Did you get yourself a cock punch?
No, I haven't bought anything since September.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pulling myself out of debt here, to be honest with you. That's what I was saying. If you really want to get hardcore trading advice, our founders are the real degens. I mean, I'm a bit of a degen, don't get me wrong. But my main thing is social media, marketing, community building, things of that nature. That's why I'm here. And I don't have massive bags, but I wanted to. I thought about it. I'm glad I didn't, though, because floor's already gone down by 50%. Right? What's that?
So, yeah. you did it the right way. I did. I was sitting here after it minted, watching the floor go up, and thought it would be fun for shits and gigs to ape in at the top, and I bought it at like 1.6 right when it peaked after after it dropped. So yeah, don't be like me trying to put on a show for people when you're buying NFTs.
Listen, if it's going to like 50 ETH, it doesn't really matter if you bought it at 1.9 or 0.8.
I still love it. I'm still very bullish, and I've got podcasts to listen to and catch up on. So you know what? There you go.
Yeah, and the thing with that is he's actually trying to create something cool, and he's creating the lore and the storytelling, and eventually you're gonna have cockfights, right? And so
shit,
right, we're already having them on the Discord. It's amazing.
Oh, are they?
It's really cool with Chat GPT. It's insane. Like so basically the community like built their own Discord, and you're able to like put in like I think it's like 0.003 ETH or something to like put in your cockfight, your cock, and then basically they put all of the different names and attributes and have Chat GPT like narrate a battle, an epic battle between all of them until one cock is left standing, and that's the champion, and that's the guy who takes home.
Is this canon?
The ETH bag.
Is this canon in the story in the Cock Punch lore?
No. This is like completely community led, but it's mind blowing. It's really, really cool. I think, and I mean, Tim Ferriss even said in one of his podcasts, he's like, if this is just the beginning, like a couple of months in, like this is going to be amazing.
I keep going back. I keep going back to loot. Like loot first, without the imagery and all the 3D animations, stuff like that will eventually come with Cock Punch. Like loot did the ELF stuff before anybody, I think.
I think though that's actually the coolest. That is definitely one of the coolest use cases I've heard of ChatGPT so far. To use it to create these, like in real time sort of battle scenarios and like narrate them for you and play them out. That's actually really dope.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to make sure I'm getting this right. We have Matt Eflo, who started, and I really want to get his company right as well. He's doing a lot of work in ChatGPT and just AI in general. We have him on the channel this week. He's coming on to NFT Live, I believe.
Matt Wolf?
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's Thursday. Actually, great call out. And can we go ahead and since we're doing some housekeeping in here, let's talk about this giveaway real quick. We're gonna re-ranch it, y'all. This is gonna be a last call. We're not gonna keep reminding everybody a million times. We're doing something special to celebrate not only having Jared and NFTGo on the show today, but because your boy's still alive. I'm still here. They couldn't take me down that easily. I survived my first motorcycle accident last night, and I'm feeling like I want to do something nice because I can while I'm here. So we're giving away our last Sabet DB's NFT to somebody on the show. And all you got to do is go to this tweet pin. We're putting it in the chat. It's the Twitter feed for the show. Just like it, retweet it, and tag 4 friends with your ETH address, and it's that easy. You're entered. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it could win you everything, or at least an incredible DB's collaboration with Sabet. And we will randomly select. Yeah, we're gonna randomly select one winner here in just a bit. That's the last call. So go to that tweet, like it, retweet it, tag 4 friends in the comments with your ETH address, and you're entered to win. All right, we re-ranched it.
Full re-ranch. That tweet is in the chat box, so you go and check it out and make sure you enter there. We have Jared from NFTGo. We're going to get to the NFTGo platform and data and analytics and what he's seeing. We did a little bit of a quick tips. We'll touch on the extension. I will definitely hit that as well. Any last thoughts, Jared? I know you guys put together a really extensive tweet thread here with data to go along with it, like having price charts that go along with stories. I think that's phenomenal, because usually what you see with tweet threads is they're just breaking, obviously the story, and really it might even be like a copy pasta from a CoinDesk article. You guys are talking about it and then also adding the price chart with some captions here as well. So any last story you want to touch on via this thread?
I mean, I think we touched on a decent amount of news. Like, it's such an extensive thread. I would just say if you're into these types of things, browse our Twitter. We try to actually provide value and quality content, and sometimes that can be frustrating. We talk about engagement farmers, and someone can just tweet like who's active RN and get more engagement than we will on one of these really extensive threads, which is kind of frustrating sometimes. But yeah, we try hard to talk about some cool news. The main thing that was the most interesting to me was a Game of Thrones thing. So I'm glad we talked about that. I mean, the FTX stuff, that horse has been beat pretty good.
Into the ground.
Yeah. The
Okay.
NFT God thing is super interesting to
Let's-
me.
Yeah, let's do that. Like honestly, like let's flow right into that conversation because that was the next topic was going to be NFT God, the familiar influencer, content creator in the space who got hacked for basically his entire net worth was how he kind of laid it out. So he said, last night my entire digital livelihood was violated. Every account connected to me, both personally and professionally, was hacked and used to hurt others. Less importantly, I lost a life-changing amount of my net worth. In this tweet thread and on his timeline, he goes into varying details and basically, you know, TLDR, what happened to NFT God here was that he entered his ledger or cold wallet seed phrase into a hot wallet, MetaMask, and was taken advantage of because the malware on his computer was already there prior. So at least that's how I would see it broken down based on the information I heard. He entered his cold wallet seed phrase into a hot wallet, and therefore his cold wallet was then drained, or his cold wallet became a hot wallet and was therefore drained. This shit keeps happening to prominent influencers in the space. And it's kind of wild to see over the past 2 weeks that amount of activity from them getting scammed. I mean, you had a whole... Go ahead.
Well, specifically, you know, this is not to like shame or kick people when they're down. There's been enough of that, which honestly is one of the worst parts about this is seeing the toxicity online. But it is part of the shocking thing is that these recent high profile, you know, they're not hacks, but exploits. Let's call it what it is. They are with people that should know better. And that's the reminder to all of us that it can be anybody. These are people that are not newbies. They know what they're doing. They probably all have hardware wallets, and yet they are still getting, you know, attacked and losing millions of dollars. So it can be you. It can be any of us. And it is a little bit shocking to see people who,
that was
you know,
definitely entering his seed phrase for his hardware wallet was a critical mistake. I think the other one that scares me, I don't want to say more, but it was basically from what I understand is he purchased a new computer and he wanted to do some online gaming, and so in order to do that he downloaded Steam and, you know, the basic softwares that you need to play whatever game you're going to do. And one of those that he searched on Google, he just clicked on the sponsored link. So this was a sponsored link. Somebody like ran paid ads for this link that NFT God clicked, downloaded, thinking he was downloading the software for this gaming platform directly from the gaming platform, and it wasn't the case. It was a scammer that, you know, had put malware there. I'm very curious I imagine he was using a PC in this particular case, and that was what enabled the hacker to steal the seed phrase after he made the second critical mistake, which was to enter the seed phrase directly on his computer. But it's insane, right? Like, you would have thought, hey, brand new computer, I'm just setting it up, and you go online and you Google some of these things, and somebody's running like paid ads to try and scam you for stuff.
Yeah, the sophistication of these social engineering attacks is getting crazy. And even Asmodai is out here saying Kagi got caught with a fake game. So people are creating entire fake games. I have a personal experience just from the other day, a personal anecdote of somebody trying to scam me through Instagram. Somebody reached out from an account that looks like a normal-ish type of person. They've got photos of some person. It's probably not them. They took a bunch of photos from somebody, made up a fake social media, you know, account on Instagram, and they messaged me about a specific account or a specific project, specifically Cock Punch. They messaged me about my Cock Punch because here's why. They know that the floor is down, and they know that I've got other assets that are worth more, like Yuga assets in the same wallet. So they go and they probably looked at my Yuga assets. They found Nifty Castle. They found our Instagram, messaged us, and their way in was to be like, oh, hey, I'd like to buy your Cock Punch from you, because probably people are desperate. Like, some people that are paper hands are probably like, oh, somebody wants to buy it. Perfect. So they came at me trying to buy a Cock Punch and then saying, hey, can we do an OTC over the counter trade? Use this website to do the trade. And I'm like, go fuck yourself, bro. Like, nah. But just know that that's like people are having real back and forth conversations, trying to like pretend like they're there to save you from, your popular asset that's not doing so well right now, and do an OTC trade. That's another way.
So Jared, I want to get your take really quick as well on the NFT God stuff. I know you said you were very interested in the topic.
Yeah.
The Novo hack was a little bit different. That he actually signed a transaction. Revoke.cash was a really cool tool that I didn't even know about that came out of that discussion. It basically shows you what signatures you've signed to allow different NFTs in your wallet to be accessed, right? So it gives you a list of basically all of the authentication. I'm getting that word wrong, but all of the permissions that you've given to other third-party sites, and you can revoke them using that app. So definitely one that I'll link here in just a second. But Jared, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, don't be prideful and don't be lazy. Yeah, even if you think you know and you're taking precautions, just like double check. Because he even in his thread, he said that he knew that he had done it, and didn't take immediate action because he wasn't planning on doing any trading for a while. Yeah, it's such a dangerous area to be in Web3 right now because we're basically in the Wild West. And even though the Wild West is romanticized in movies and stuff, living in the Wild West probably sucked because you get murdered at any time. So,
Yes.
it's hard to find.
We talk about this. We talk about this a lot. Literally, like it is the Oregon Trail. Like Timmy's gonna get bitten by the rattlesnake. Little Susie's gonna get captured by Indians. Like you can
R.I.P.
get
Susie.
surrounded. Yeah, you can get. You're gonna catch all kinds of diseases, and there's no frontier doctor that's gonna save you.
Yeah.
Right?
So basically, my thoughts is like, be really cautious if you're in this space. Separate everything. Have hot wallets. Have cold wallets. Whatever. Don't share anything with anyone. Like, don't take safety for granted because it's clear that there's lots of bad actors in this space. Like even at NFT NYC, there's QR codes going around that was wiping people's wallets, right? And so yeah, don't be arrogant, and also don't kick people while they're down. Don't be toxic. Like whether or not you like NFT God's content, he's just a dude like one of us trying to make it in the space. It sucks that he effed up, but it is what it is. And yeah, take security seriously, even outside of NFTs. Like my girlfriend the other day got some text message about her Amazon account being closed, and I'm like, do not touch that. Like Amazon's not going to text you. So just be cautious. It's so easy to get excited. Like so my buddy Jason back in May, I forget what he was minting, but he had just minted something, and then he was in their Discord. And someone DM'd him in the Discord. They're like, "Oh, hey, we just released a couple more mints. Click this link." And then he got scammed out of like 1.6 ETH or something like that. And that's it. He was just like so excited and just in the moment. And normally he takes lots of caution, but he thought he was getting a great deal on a collection.
Yeah, I'm a hard look. I think Biggie brought this up on multiple other episodes that we talked about wallet security. You need to have multiple wallets that you're interacting with.
Yeah.
First of all, never FOMO with a cold wallet. Like that's like legit number one. I think multi-sig has been brought up multiple times. You can multi-sig a cold wallet to, add that security layer. But the FOMO piece, I will never get into. Like I've seen too many people get wrecked on, I need to rush to the computer and I need to get this NFT because this is happening right now. Dude, it's not worth it. Unless you have a wallet that is completely, free and just a minting wallet for that occasion, it is not worth it. Yeah, I've seen too many times.
My whole thought process on this though is until we can prevent these things from happening, we're not going to get mass adoption of this space. It's a huge problem, and unless you're a real nerd who's really into tech, you're not going to know all the nuances of how to stay safe in this space. And we need to build some mechanisms to protect the Web3 community. Because like this guy was a pro, like he does this for a living, and he still got wiped. And I want my grandma to be able to safely buy an NFT of a terrible Facebook meme that she likes to post. Like that's not going to happen unless we can figure out some safety mechanisms. And I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we need
Dude,
to.
I have this tweet thread pull up, Jared. It took
100%.
it took me 2 fucking clicks. It took me 2 clicks to get to this point where it's telling me to enter my passphrase on MetaMask, and no warning, no anything from MetaMask saying don't do this while you have your Wi-Fi, set up or anything like that. Like, are you on a public network, private network?
Checklist.
Dude, it's right here. Like, I will again, back to the tweet thread. I will die on the hill of saying MetaMask should. They're not responsible, but Jesus Christ,
Do more.
And honestly, like how foolproof can this ever get? I don't think it will ever reach a point where it's 100% foolproof. I mean, people still get scammed over email to this day, and we didn't have a problem onboarding people to use email, right? Like, and still people that don't use Web3 get scammed via email all the time, Nigerian princess scams or whatever, right? So at what point does the whole onus like lie on the user, right? Caveat emptor. I think, I agree. Like it does need to get better, especially the UI, like you were mentioning, Q, just like the basics. Warning, you're about to enter sensitive information that you should rarely have to fucking enter, right? But man, I don't think we got that time, to be honest.
Well, this is why, this is why, unfortunately, the way to mass adoption is through the big brands and the big platforms in the Web 2.5. Most people are just not ever going to go all the way to Web 3 because it's too dangerous, too risky, etc. This is why things like Instagram are going to be the biggest opportunities to bring on a ton of new brands and creators, because it's going to be a little bit more safe. It'll have some of those safeguards in place. It won't be as decentralized probably, and there will be issues with that we're going to talk a lot about. But at the same time, again, like to get a lot more people actually familiar with NFTs, collecting NFTs, using the different blockchains and networks, you're going to need these types of solutions in the interim. Because most people just are not going to go all the way into Web3. It's too dangerous. It's too risky, and also like there's a lot of other barriers. Like it's can be very convoluted for a lot of people that are not tech savvy.
Shout out to our chat that's having an epic conversation there. Like Asmodi, Squashman, Quantum. Like you guys are smart as fuck. Like I love reading your feedback there. It's 100% on the dot.
Yeah.
Appreciate
and we do have a winner of the Sabet DB's NFT. I was over here doing the random number generator. So shout out to everybody that actually participated in my I'm still here, I'm still alive /NFTGo giveaway. Y'all give it up, show some love for the one, the only Squashman. You just won a Sabet DB's NFT. The last one in our Nifty Castle wallet. So congratulations. And you know what? Well deserved. Squashman is an OG DBs holder and part of this amazing community here on Web3 as well. So congrats, Squashman.
OVOT. Prodigy saying, love it, man. From a newish perspective, I feel like watching the show helps with comforting my worries about all of this when even the pros are questioning things. Quantum variants bring up warm wallet. So that's a technique that we'll see be carried out here on the Sewer Pass Mint. And I do want to get to that last piece before we move into NFTGo and get into that platform. Is basically like Sewer Passes and everybody kind of looking at the different price mechanics that we'll see here for the different tiers. So there's 4 different tiers for Sewer Passes. And this is going around Twitter right now. So I'm going to bring up multiple different tweets that have different predictions, but this seems pretty high. Quantum Variant was talking about some predictions being in like the 20 ETH range for some of these sewer passes, which are going to give you access to the game. And if you play the game once, it's going to get you access to some reveal. We have no idea. It's a very Yuga process of not telling us what the hell is going to actually be revealed. But the tier 4 here from Mr. Ghost saying tier 4, 6 ETH, tier 3, 4 ETH, tier 2, 2 ETH, tier 1, 1 ETH. I will point out that tier 2 is probably going to be the second or first most rare based on owning the Kennel Club. So it's likely that tier 2 is going to be more valuable than tier 3 just based on having to have the kennel associated with the actual original OG ape or the mutant ape.
Yeah, multiple assets can be a higher barrier for some people. However, you have to also remember a lot of those were airdropped to people with those. But yeah, because I'm trying in my head to do very rudimentary math around like how many of these passes might
30,000.
exist?
It's going to be 30,000. They have a
Total?
cap on it. Yeah. So BAYC, MOIC holders can claim a sewer pass from Jan 17 to February 8th, and there is a total number here that I can get to.
So maybe like 5,000 of those will be tier 1, something like that, if I had to guess.
Maximum of 30K. So we got the maximum 30K here. I haven't broken down in my head exactly like what each tier is going to be. I'm sure someone has done the research on that.
What tier 1 is? You have to have a Bored Ape and a Mutant Ape, right? You have to have 2 separate Yuga assets.
Just the OG Ape and a Kennel Club.
Okay.
And then tier 3 is the Mutant and the Kennel Club. Or tier 2.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Marty McFly's in chat saying straight hopium for 20 ETH. This is supposed to be for new people to enter, so maybe a 0.3 to 0.5. I think it's important to kind of look at the price floors probably of Kennel Club, Mutant, and Bored Ape. Obviously, Bored Ape is 10,000. Mutant is another 10,000. Am I correct? And yeah, Mutant should be another 10,000, give or take. I don't think some of them have been minted out. And then Kennel Club, another 10,000. I hope I'm getting that right. I'm just talking live on air, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But the price floors are a little bit different, obviously, for each. Kennel Club being at 8.5 ETH. So just think that a 30,000 mint sewer pass is going to go for above what a kennel's going for. Doesn't feel like that math really checks out, but maybe the FOMO for whatever's going to be revealed pushes it up pretty high. But my guess is probably like in that 4 to 5 ETH category for the highest tier sewer passes.
That seems more reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just looking at like past performance of some of the Yuga assets, or like, I'm not. I have no idea where they're getting these types of numbers. Obviously, getting a big new Yuga asset and a chance to mint can be tremendously valuable. I mean, I guess there's going to be 30,000 of whatever is minted off of these sewer passes. And so some of those are going to be tremendously rare and valuable. So, this is playing the lottery in a way if you want to try and get as many sewer passes as possible and get a rare mecha dog or whatever's going to come out of these. But I don't think a 28th floor makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that sounds a little outrageous, but we'll see.
So 20K on the mutants. Go ahead, Jared.
It's always interesting to see what Yuga does, and I think it's going to be overpriced just because of the popularity. But at the same time, can a Yuga asset really be overpriced? Because there's such a staple in our community. Like if I was smart enough to mint a Bored Ape way back in the day, I'd probably have a very different opinion of this. I mean, if I could get one for an ETH, I probably will. But when you start getting into the above 5, there's no way I would pay for that.
I love the quote of "Can a Yuga asset be overpriced?" I'm going to use that for the rest of time, I think. Explain to me this math. Why I just like completely got flummoxed here. That mutant apes are 20,000. I thought each mutant got 1 serum. I'm sorry. The OG apes got 1 serum. How can there be 20,000 mutants?
I think there was just more that were created. Actually, I don't really remember the exact mechanics.
Is there a public mint?
Obviously, yeah, there must have been something, because obviously there's more than there were apes, right?
You said you had some Yuga assets. Did you give?
Yeah, both Q and I do. I don't think Biggie is in.
No Yuga for me.
Yeah. I don't remember the exact mechanics.
Squash is saying each ape got 1 serum, then they did a public release. It happened so long ago when we were young, all those years ago.
That was definitely about like 200 crypto years ago for sure.
Jared, let's get into NFTGo here in just a second. A lot of comments coming through. If you guys see any comments related to the sewer passes, we'll wrap up this combo. One comment I do see that I want to touch on is the ape price. I don't want to get too much into predictions on token price, but Quantum Variant is asking what will Ape run to. I, for one, am pretty surprised that Ape is held after staking. Maybe I didn't account for the degeneracy of the amount of apes restaking, while this staking pool is still legitimately outrageous when it comes to APY. So seeing it at $5 to me is still wild. I definitely thought it was going to be in the $2 to $1 range once staking went live, and the FOMO and hopium over that decrease. But I don't know where Ape runs to, man. I think just holding at 5 would be amazing for stakers. So
it will be really, really cool to see, what the game's mechanic of buying the power ups does to the price, if anything, right? I'm excited. I don't know. That's it. Let's get more into NFTGo, because we started to touch on their research and we haven't really talked about their extension yet.
Yeah, let's get into
really cool.
NFTGo. Justin Casey with the last comment. I have about 18 hours a day available and an Addy script filled. If SBF built a multi-billion-dollar fraud with MSAM, then I can win a Dookie Dash competition. Let's
going all in.
fucking go.
Yo.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Jared can actually demo the extension. If he's able to share his screen, he can actually show us how to use the extension properly.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Because basically, if you don't know, NFTGo has a new browser extension that layers, it integrates with Twitter, and it layers analytics, especially around like different accounts and influencers and whales and shit, and different collections. It layers it directly into your browser, your Twitter browser.
Jared, before we get to that, can you give us a quick breakdown of NFTGo, just for somebody that's on YouTube or on Twitter, Twitch, all these places that NFT Live is being distributed to? Can you give us a quick breakdown of what you guys are doing at NFTGo?
Yeah. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, got it.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, the long and short of it, our founders are a couple of old school mega degens, and they found that there was too many separate tools for analytics when they were trying to trade. One place for whales, one place for mints, and so they tried to build something that was like an all-in-one free tool, right? So this is our homepage. We've got just the basic trending thing right here is just a nice way to get a quick glance. This thing up the top here called market sentiment is pretty popular. A lot of people like this, and we base this off a few different things, like including social metrics. Then hot mints is also pretty popular. This we're going to be building out more in the future, because I think it could be one of the most valuable features that we have. And then whale signals is another pretty popular one. Like we were talking about this later. What are whales getting into? What are whales getting out of? So you can filter it 1 hour, 12 hours, 24 hours, yada, yada. So this is a good way to find old collections or just collections that you haven't heard about. You can just see what smarter people or richer people than you are doing. We've got a cool little drop section. It's not as robust as some other drops calendars. We're building it out more, but we do try to vet who gets on this platform. Now, it's not financial advice, and you still have to do your own research. Don't get me wrong, but we do try and take a look at them before we upload them here. So hopefully you would be at least a little better off here, but again, you never know. So yeah, the analytics section, this is what a lot of experts in the analytics scene will say that this feature for our site is better than some other platforms, because there's a lot of competition and a lot of people are trying to do the same thing, but our overall market metrics are seemingly quite popular, especially just to get a quick view of what's going on. There's a lot of different ways to interpret the data. Some people really care about holders. We try to present as much different data as possible for you to use the way that you think is going to bring value to you. The leaderboard one is pretty cool, I think, because we have this profit and loss leaderboard we were talking about earlier. Let me see here. The products, we also have an API. That's pretty cool. We have a Discord bot. There's over 1,000 communities using our Discord bot, which is pretty nice. We actually do have a trading aggregator that we haven't been promoting much lately. So let's say you want to get into some, all right, you you're playing around, you've got some ETH. This is trending. It's pretty cheap. You're like, all right, what's going on here? So you can just go straight to the buy NFT tabs right here. And so we pull in data from our collections from 10 different marketplaces. So let's say this NFT is cheaper on OpenSea, but this NFT is cheaper on X2Y2. Well, you can buy 10 NFTs at once and we'll automatically purchase it from the place that has it listed for the cheapest and that has the cheapest.
Wow.
So you can have one.
So how does that impact the price or the gas or like, how does that work logistically though?
Yeah, so theoretically the gas is cheaper. That's the whole reason why we built this. So you're going to spend less money, and then we'll warn you if something doesn't pass. And you can also do a safe mode where the whole transaction will be canceled if one of them doesn't go through. And if you have real interest in some of our features, actually it's hard to do it on this page because there's too many. Hold on, I can't find the footer. It's NFTs to scroll through.
It's cool to find out that y'all have this because we were talking a lot about Uniswap when they launched their market aggregator, because they were also providing like a really useful way to compare the floors across the different marketplaces. So I did not know the NFTGo was doing this as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because we're not that big of a team. I mean, we kind of are, but most of our team is devs, and we're trying to get through this bear market, so we don't have a massive marketing budget. So we haven't been able to pay to get on the Bankless podcast, which is very expensive, by the way. We've looked into these types of things, and a lot of the marketing to get all these features out is just incredibly expensive. So we're just trying to do it right now, grassroots, right? We're having a Twitter space. We're doing things like this, just trying to educate people. And then hopefully if we get another round of funding, or start to monetize, we're going to do some massive marketing to really get the word out for these types of things. But if you're browsing and trying to learn about any of the specificities to any of our features, we have a doc section in the footer that I found down here, and we try to explain everything the best that we can. So if you want to get into the trading aggregator, you just go here and you can learn about it, right? And so the whole idea is to try and lower gas fees. We do have a safe mode, which will have a higher gas fee, but you're not going to lose your gas, right, if it doesn't go through. Another one of the big features that I'm super into right now is our pro trade feature. I talked about this a little bit on the Twitter space. So let's go into a different collection this time. Milady, where's your guys' fedora? So we got the pro trade feature here, which is pretty dope. And we also just uploaded a trait filter in the pro trade feature. So if you're the type of person that likes to purchase things by traits, we have an easy way to do that. And then if you're if you're really into trading and numbers in general, this listing and sales ratio could also be pretty beneficial. Some people don't care about this, but a lot of people who are day traders and really like to flip things quickly, this is probably the most useful thing here for them. And you can switch to a candlestick, which is also cool. But again, this is really just for people trying to make fast flips, right? So we have different tools that are going to cater toward different needs. Some people are only going to care about holder trends, like Biggie Poppins was saying. That's really all he cares about. And we've got a pretty cool holder trends chart here. So it's like, honestly, it's a very robust platform. And if you just take the time to play around with it, and you'll see what resonates with you and what you think works and what doesn't work. It's hard to say which feature is going to be the best for you. You know, everyone just has different needs. We also have a watch list feature. You can add collections to your watch list. You can add wallets to your watch list. You can add individual NFTs to your watch list. We don't have alerts with that yet, but it's coming soon. And when you were talking about what's a paid feature and what's not a paid feature,
yep,
we're not sure yet if we're going to charge for the alerts or not. We might. So I think that's going to be one of the coolest things. I mean, we have to monetize somehow. All these analytics that you see right here will always be free. We don't make any money off the trading aggregator right now. We were thinking about adding in a little bit, but then we just couldn't compete. So all the stuff you see here is going to be free. We're trying to add some more features that are going to be better, that will be premium features. We have the API now. That is one way that we're monetizing. We also have this research section. This is totally free. We have some pretty in-depth reports. You guys said that you've gone over it a few times, and so you guys can check it out. We've got insights, we've got NFT 101, and we've got reports. So we'll actually be coming out with a report for 2022 in a couple weeks here. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be totally free. And it's going to be
I love these reports that y'all do. This, again, as far as like real value and providing all this information, not just the real-time analytics, but actually doing insights and putting together these different reports and providing all of this free to the community. It's actually tremendous. I think there's not a lot of places that are providing this amount of free value right now.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We think so too. We're trying our best to actually provide value to the community. You know, we want people to love us, and we want, when we monetize and when we have some tools that we release, we want you to be so stoked on what we've done for the community that you want to give us your money. Right? We want to contribute first and be people who are actually building in Web3 and trying to enrich in the space and bring value to the community, instead of people that are just trying to do rug pulls and clear wallets. You know, we're trying to lead by example and providing knowledge, and we want to empower Web3 users, and this is to our benefit, right? So if we can teach as many people as possible how to analyze data and how to read data and how to make better trades, then they'll make more money. And if you're making better trades and making more money in the NFT space, then you're going to tell your friends, and you're going to make more trades, and the space as a whole is going to grow. And as a result, our platform will grow, and eventually, hopefully, that'll turn into money for us. So, I mean, we're not necessarily being completely altruistic. We just think that if we do it this way, it's going to be the most beneficial, not only for us, but also for the community.
So Jared, a couple of lightning questions after we went through those features. Are you planning to add different blockchains, and what does that timeline look like? And then the second follow-up question is, I've seen some, marketplace, I would guess, like analytics and different, data tools go the token route, right? Like you guys said, you got your first round of funding. I know that changes the conversation sometimes, but I wonder if down the road you guys aren't planning to open it up to have a token associated with your ecosystem.
So to address your first question, the first chain we're working on adding is Polygon. Now, I don't have an exact timeline yet, but that's on our devs table. And we're hopefully, don't quote me on this, don't get me in trouble, but hopefully Polygon will be fully added within the next 6 months, at the very least at the end of the year. We're working on it. So it's kind of difficult to do, as we have all of our own nodes, like Dan was saying, and we're really focusing on crawling before we can walk. So we know that we could just throw up the Polygon chain in like a sloppy, quick way, and just by broadening our horizons to Polygon, we could probably get a lot more traffic, right? But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do it wrong. We want to do it right. And so we're trying to build out the data for ETH as good as we possibly can. And we're taking in feature requests, and we're built. So like I said, our founders are hardcore degens, and they're constantly trying to figure out a way to make sure that they're making the best trades possible. And if they have any needs themselves as individual traders that aren't being met by our platform, they're adding it. So once we feel like the ETH data that we have is completely fleshed out, and we have all of the features that it needs, which we think we're getting very close to, then we're gonna take our dev team off of this and put them all on Polygon, get it Polygon added, and then probably Solana will be after that. And I know we're looking at AVAX as well. We're looking at a couple. In the long run, we survive this bear market and we figure out a way to monetize or get more funding, eventually we're going to have it all, right? But we can only really focus our attention and energy on one thing at a time. And so for now, it's the best possible ETH data that we can get. We're trying to make it faster.
And that's, yeah, and that's because of the way that you pull that data, right? It's more close, like to the actual source and faster. So you've got your own nodes. Like I didn't know that much about like the ins and outs of how you were actually collecting this data, but it sounds like it's very intensive and actually requires you to support your own nodes on Ethereum.
Yeah, we got it down to 5 minutes, and I think we're gonna get it down even faster. So yeah, it is because I'm not a dev. I mean, I know a little HTML and CSS and PHP and stuff, but in terms of what these guys are actually doing is way beyond my pay grade. But we do have our own nodes. We don't use any third-party companies, and we're just trying to make the data as fast as possible. Because this whole mint thing, if you're the type of person that's trying to mint a bunch of things and then flip it pre-reveal, you need all this to be instantaneous, right? And so if you're the type of person that likes to trade like that, we want our platform to be suitable for you, which it's not necessarily right now. So it takes us about 30 minutes for when a collection's, like I was talking about with Valhalla. So when Valhalla minted, it took, I think, between 30 and 45 minutes until all of that data was pulled into here. So we saw that was an issue, and now we're immediately trying to fix it. So that the next time there's a big mint, as soon as we have this fixed, we're gonna do like a live thing on our Discord, showing people how fast we're pulling in the data and what you can do with it. But when that comes, I'll definitely hit you guys up when we get these new features. It's hard to do everything at once. And on that note, actually, I wanted to bring up this feedback section that we have down here. So we really do want to make the best possible product, and we want to listen to our community. So if you're an active trader and you see any flaws in our platform, or you have any suggestions that can make it better, come here, submit something. We will listen to you, and if it's possible for us to implement it, we will. So that's just another cool thing.
So one of the ideas that we came up with on GM Web3 this morning as a recommendation is the Aoki / Kramer signal, which would be the when is the top and a good time to sell, right?
Yeah, exactly. As soon as Aoki's into it, you got to get out of it.
I'm interested in this Polygon move based on what you just told us, because we cover a lot of blockchains. Obviously, Solana, Polygon come up a bunch, AVAX and other chains that we mint on. A lot of the feedback from at least the small community members that we have here that have been interacting with Solana was that Polygon isn't really an active chain, right? Like if you go to the 24-hour volume, you go to the 7-day volume on the trading aspect for a Polygon, for example, even though they've been making a ton of business development moves, there's not a lot of trading happening. So one, I wonder why you guys chose Polygon, and just over that question, I would say, like, what are you guys looking at as like healthy metrics for a chain, right? Because our feedback to him was, we're not kind of like looking at the 24-hour trading volume as it relates to like health of a chain. If someone's a holder, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not active. They're just not trading at the time.
Yeah, so I wasn't part of that decision-making process, right? And also, we do have AMAs twice a month with our co-founder, who is an order of magnitude more intelligent than I am, on our Discord. If you guys want to hop on and ask him some questions, you're welcome to. So my thought process would be that right now Polygon is being in, like, Reddit and Starbucks and all these massive Web2 companies are using Polygon. And one of the things that we want to do is help be a part of the onboarding process. Like I was saying earlier, like if this data is free and we're empowering people to make better trades, then we grow the Web3 community. So I think Polygon right now is doing the most onboarding, but this is just me speculating. That actual question is a question for our co-founder, which you can talk to on Thursday in our Discord.
Love it. That's it for me, really, other than the token question. You guys planning on launching a NFT Go token? When Go token?
So it has been discussed, and I cannot say for certain whether or not that's happening, but it's a discussion we're currently having, and it is a possibility.
Put us in the seed round, put us in that, and we will be a promotional partner forever.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, we just met.
Backroom deals here. We'll live on NFT Live.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, transparency. Look, transparency is what we
Building
do
in
here
the
too,
open.
right? Like, I'm just saying, man. Let's talk. It sounds like there's business to be had.
Well, I know. I just met you guys, and you seem like really cool dudes, and we'll definitely be communicating often. And when I can publicly announce for sure whether or not we're going to do that, and I'm down to do some sort of promotion with you guys and build with you guys in the future. We want to support the community as much as possible, and you guys seem like you're like genuinely active members of the community. You know, putting out content, doing cool things. So doing some sort of promo or collab in the future isn't out of the question. Not at all.
Good vibes here on NFT Live today. Love
So
to hear it.
Hey, see, you know what? You got to just shoot your shot, y'all. That's 2023. That's my resolution. Just, shoot more shots in 2023. Let's go.
Yeah, like we're always open to having discussions, So let's get into the trading or the Twitter extension a bit. So if you go over to
Yeah,
product,
let's do that last.
And you click on Twitter extension, it's a free download on Google Chrome. You got to be desktop, you got to be Chrome. We're thinking about I think we're going to add Firefox and Brave, but I don't know what that timeline would be. So for now, it's only Chrome. I mean, we just focus on them because they have market share. But so once it's installed, you have it's not on every PFP, unfortunately. We're working on it, but for the most part, if someone's Twitter account is linked to their wallet, then we'll be able to pull on that data. So this is a guy I love. I know you guys know him, but for any listeners, if you don't know who BeaconBot is, he's one of the dopest alpha callers there is. He has a Twitter space a few times a week. He's also got IRL alpha, and this is not paid sponsorship whatsoever. I just want to promote him because he's a cool dude, and I think he's smart. He's a just a nerd weirdo.
Being's dope.
Yeah. But so we just pull in some basic data, how many NFTs they have, what their profit and loss is, what their blue chips are. You can click here and see deeper into their portfolio. And then you click more on NFTGo. It'll take you to their wallet page on our site. I think it's really cool, especially if you're really day trading and really nerding out on NFTs, you're on Twitter. So I think this is quite helpful. And in addition to individuals, here's another one, Swaz. He's a cool dude too.
How do they link into this? Do you have to opt into this, or do you attach the .eth to the Twitter?
If you opt into attaching your wallet to your Twitter profile, and not everyone does that. So not everyone who is an influencer or Web3 influencer has everything connected for various reasons. But for the people that are completely doxed and don't care, they connect everything and then we just pull it in. If it's available on the blockchain, we'll pull it in,
Mm-hmm.
So another one of the cool things is we also have it with collections. So almost every collection has everything connected. So you can just see the health of a collection right here. You're browsing around, checking out the health of a community. And it's very similar as to the individual holders. You can view what's going on. This actually version 2 just came out I think a week or 2 weeks ago. And you can just straight up purchase NFTs without even leaving Twitter. You can filter by rarity. Filter
Ultimate
by
degen behavior here.
Yeah.
Don't even need to leave Twitter anymore.
I think this is pretty cool. And honestly, right now, as the person running Twitter and doing some promo, I am currently trying to get us up to 1,500 downloads with this new campaign that we're doing. And we're only 100 away. So if you guys want to download and install this, you're going to make me look good. Because I'm going to come to our boss and be like, hey, I told everyone about how awesome it is. And look at the spike in downloads we have. So if you want to just do it for you. But honestly, beyond that, I just think it's a dope tool. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we have this. This is new on the version 2. This whole part was on version 1. But we added so we pull in upcoming drops. And this isn't every drop, obviously. It's just the drops that can be found on our drop section.
Got it.
It's up here now. So whatever's on here that we pull in is going to get pulled in on this drop section here. and it's kind of randomized. And then boom, boom, boom. We've got this little trend section. So this will have whale signals and blue chip signals. So it's just like,
So wait, is this just on the Twitter homepage now, or wait, where is this?
this is through
Like,
the
if I-
extension. So once the extension is installed, this is just going to show up on your sidebar.
Oh shit, that's amazing.
Right?
Yeah, dude, this is dope. All right, let's drop the link for this one more time in the chat, because I really do think this is like a sort of like we talk a lot about, you know, where things are going, when it's going to improve, when this, when that. What's really exciting is when the technology and the infrastructure really starts to evolve and innovate and provide new utility, new use cases, new things like this, right? This to me is an example of like a next level tech, right? Or especially for flippers and traders and collectors, it's now integrated directly into your Twitter. You can see a bunch of different analytics. You can see what whales, what influencers are doing. And now you've even got trends and like specific NFT trends, and you've got drop alerts on your Twitter homepage. I have it on mine now. I just saw it. I wouldn't have even noticed it probably for like another week if you hadn't pointed it out. This is pretty dope, and it's super easy. Like, it takes 2 seconds. It's a free extension. These are free tools they're creating. Like, you're not getting charged for any of this utility or any of this shit. So
That's
honestly,
so
check
dope.
that out. I recommend giving it a spin. You have nothing to lose. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it's just a Chrome extension. So why not give it a shot?
Jared, you were saying there's 100 downloads that need to happen there for you guys to hit a certain amount?
So we started our extension carnival. Actually, I can pin this tweet. Hold on, or I'll send you guys this tweet. So basically, you can actually claim an oat and get into our loyalty program by following the steps in this. Let me scroll down here. So yeah, we're just trying to get up to 1,500 downloads with this new extension. We're almost there. We've actually done a pretty good job with this promo so far. Hold on. I hate to bug you guys with dead airspace. Here we go. I found it.
No, there's no.
We live there.
We thrive in the dead space.
So if you go through here and join the Twitter Carnival, you can claim I believe you can claim an oat, and you can
crazy.
You can join into our loyalty program. So we haven't really fleshed out or released all of the details of what our loyalty program is going to be, but by accumulating a certain amount of points, you're going to get whitelisted to our Genesis NFT and things of that nature.
Heck yeah. I'm going to go do this right now.
Heck yes.
Loving the dead space. We
Yeah.
thrive in it. Biggie, you got any? Go ahead, Jared.
Went on the long speech there. I'm a little lightheaded. I just wanted to thank you guys for inviting us to your space and all the kind words. It's been fun getting to know you guys and being a part of your community. And we live near each other too, so we're gonna have to get some coffee or something like that.
Jared, anytime you're down to hop on NFT Live or the GM Web3 Morning Show, man, like, we love having interesting, thoughtful people in our conversations. So whenever you want to hop on, it's wide open, dude.
Yeah,
and we have new shows that we're working on this year, including a video podcast that we're recording live in Hollywood. So maybe at some point in the not too distant future, if you wanted to make a trip up to Hollywood, we could actually hang out and do a live podcast for that new show as well.
We'll go to Academy afterward.
I don't need these West Coast inside jokes anymore on NFT Live. All right, guys. Come on now. All right, folks. Guys, we covered a lot today. We covered the NFT God Hack and wallet security. Hopefully, we don't have to cover that so much as we go in this space here over the coming years. We also covered the sewer pass. We covered NFT data and analytics with NFTGo, of course. Jared, we appreciate you again for hopping on and taking us through that platform. All those Twitter links will get you to where you guys need to go if you want to download those links. And the Twitter extension is an amazing feature, so I appreciate you breaking that down for us. I think that's it for today's NFT Live. We went almost 2 hours, so another short episode for you, Jacob. We appreciate you so much. That's it for me, our Vibe, our tribe. I'll let these guys go around the square table. Jared, I know you just commented, but if you want to say any last words, and then we'll go around the table.
Yeah. Well, go to NFTGo.io. Check us out. It's free. Download the extension. We appreciate all the support we can get. Follow us on Twitter. Join our Discord. All that stuff. We do Twitter Spaces every Wednesday at 5 p.m. PSD. We'd love to have you guys on as guests. I'll hit you up. I'll DM you. Maybe you guys can be guests this week. I think they're super dope. And I really appreciate you guys for embracing me and saying good things about our product. That we work really hard on it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to you guys more. And thanks a lot.
Biggie.
Awesome. Thank you, Jared, for being here and sharing your time with us. That was awesome. Shout out to our chat, who's always holding us down and like just elucidating and expanding on the conversation. I don't think there is a chat out in any of the spaces that is as active and alpha packed as ours. So thank you. Always appreciate you guys contributing there. My co-hosts, I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, be seeing you two again, Jared. Take it easy.
Yeah, man. Love and peace.
Hell yeah. Love all. Hey, I agree with all that. Shout out Jared and Dan Tranimal, head of business, who came on GM Web3 this morning. Excited to keep talking with y'all. Excited for more of this to be alive today, and blessed that I am not in much worse condition than I am.
Stay safe, Gift Dad.
Yeah, I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about my bike. My bike is thrashed. I have no transport right now. I'm gonna be Ubering everywhere. Anyway, shout out Squash Man. Congrats on taking home the DB's Sabet collab today, and everybody that participated. Like Biggie said in the chat, y'all fucking killed it.
Hash Rhymes, Asmodai, Squash Man, Alien River, Quantum Variant, Marty McFly, Clout P, Pedikin on Twitch, Justin Casey. You guys are amazing. If we missed you, we are sorry about that. Our Vibe, our tribe. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Go Cowboys. I'll see you tonight, Tom.
Go Niners.